Are you up to date with ideas for sustainable development?
92.3 Nigeria Info serves you opportunities
to ask great questions,
contribute solutions,
and transform society for the better.
I'm listening. Are you?
Different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Good afternoon. I know how this may sound, considering that right now it is pouring torrentously across most parts of the state. But I dare say, welcome to the sunny side on Nigeria Info FM. This is where the conversations happen on the show. 27 minutes gone past 12. It's a cold, rainy Thursday in the city of Port Harcourt. I do hope you're staying warm. I do hope you're also staying away from the rain. It's quite flooded in most parts of town. On my way to work this morning, I did encounter some flooding in some parts of town. I also heard that some parts of GRA is also flooded. Some parts of Transimadi as well is also flooded. Along NTA Road, and part of along NTA Road is also flooded. Whatever you do, ensure that you're keeping yourself away from the rains and the floods at this time. Welcome once again to the sunny side. So if I do sound a little bit muffled, I kind of feel like I do. It is because I just had a tooth worked on. So pardon me. My dentist assured me that I could come on air and have conversations with you, and I'm glad I can, though I kind of feel numb. Most part of my face and my mouth is numb right now, and I feel like I sound muffled. So if I actually do, you know the reason why right now. All right, so we're going to kickstart our conversation today with the reintroduction of toll gates on our federal roads across the nation. I remember, as a child, when I was traveling from Lagos to Ibadan, I quite remember. I think that was what it was. We did encounter at least 2 toll gates. It was many, many, many years ago, as a child, traveling with my parents. That was a thing at the time. Toll gates, they were a thing at the time in Nigeria. But in recent time, we kind of, scrapped that entire idea of toll gates on federal roads. I think we do have Lekki toll gate as well, only right now in Nigeria. But the government has been talking about reintroducing toll gates on federal roads. But lots of Nigerians are saying no, they do not want the reintroduction of tolls. We'd like to find out on the show today what you think. Do you think perhaps the reintroduction of toll gates on our federal roads will reduce insecurity such as kidnapping, armed robbery, killings on our highway? We'll have that conversation on this hour. At 1 o'clock, the news update. Right after, at 1:30, Power Solutions comes your way. That takes us to 2 p.m. for the news update. And right after, Mind, Body and Soul kicks in. That is a package on the show for you today. Don't go away.
different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
So 2 years after the federal government indicated plans to bring back toll gates, which was scrapped during the Olusegun Obasanjo administration. That was in 2004. The idea was formally endorsed quite recently, by the way, through the Federal Roads and Bridges Tolling Policy and Regulations during the FEC weekly meeting in Abuja. Now, the approval for this signaled the reintroduction of toll gates on federal roads across the country. And given the breakdown of the rates, the Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola revealed that bicycles, pedal cycles, tricycles, motorcycles, and other 2- or 3-wheeled transport were exempted. Others to benefit from the exemption are diplomatic vehicles, military and paramilitary vehicles as well. However, vehicles expected to pay have been classified into 5 categories. There are the passenger cars, obviously, That's SUVs, private buses, commercial buses, luxury buses, as well as trucks. Cars, according to the report, will pay 200 naira. SUVs will pay 300 naira. Private buses will pay 300 naira. Commercial buses will pay 150 naira. Luxury buses and trucks will pay 500 naira. That is a breakdown cost for the toll. Now, Fashola stressed that a willingness to pay survey was carried out before the pricing framework was arrived at. That's the figures. And he also went on to say that toll payment will not start immediately, will not start now, adding that the policy is just to help people, also to help states and local governments, as well as road managers and investors have an idea of the initiative. So it's not something that will be reintroduced tomorrow, for instance, or next month, or before the end of the year. It's a plan in motion. It will happen, but just not now. Nonetheless, Nigerians who spoke on the issue to the Guardian kind of expressed that they're quite worried about this idea of toll gates reintroduced on our federal roads, coming at a time especially where many Nigerians are struggling to survive. Now, the executive assistant to Governor of Anambra State and also the founder of a Youth Empowerment Initiative went on to speak about this matter. He said that the reintroduction of toll gates on some of the major roads in the country is supposed to be a welcome idea, but for the level of insecurity and increased hardship that it's going to bring. In his words, he did say that Nigerians are going through a lot of financial difficulty. I mean, the economy is bad, inflation is high, exchange rate is, bursting through the roofs, as it were, from one part of the country to the other. You can obviously see how lots of Nigerians are struggling to survive, literally, to put food on their tables for their children, and just to see the dawn of another day, as literally as that can be. So things are really bad right now. So if you begin to add the cost of toll, for every person's daily commute, that would obviously make our struggle worse, struggle even more than it already is. So I'd like to ask you what you really think. The phone lines are open now, so you can call in. The floor is all yours. You and I, let's talk. What do you think? Do you think that, this coming at a time where Nigerians are struggling to survive, do you think it's a welcome idea to reintroduce toll gates on our federal roads? And on the flip side, do you think that it would actually reduce insecurity or increase insecurity on our roads? What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear them. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007 or the female caller line 0817-923-0009. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. You can also join the conversation on Facebook. We're streaming live on there, so you can watch us as you drop your comments at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So we've got some comments already. Let's see. We've got some comments on Facebook. MD David says capital yes. I'd like to know why, David. So when you send in your comments, if you think it's going to reduce insecurity or increase insecurity, let me know your reason why. I'd like to pick your brains and kind of get into your head and see how you're thinking about this issue, and perhaps if it's a welcome idea or not. Shitu Adio says, which Nigerians? You and I guess. You and I. Usman Abimikudimka says, half bread is better than none. I wonder what you mean by that, Usman. Please send in another message explaining what that is. Hello?
Yes, I feel the question of toll gate this time is not wise because the money still goes to the big men pocket. What will happen? Thank you.
Okay, it's not one. It's from your call. Do also call back 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007 or the female caller line 0817-923-0009. Good afternoon.
Gabriella, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, that listen on the line.
Go ahead.
Gabriella, I will agree with the federal government on one condition. You know, in an advanced country, two is to maintain road and keep our road in order. Before they will start, they will go through National Assembly. They will pass law that listen, we have right to sue any man who I pay my money on daily basis that will allow me to walk on a negative road or a bad road. That's the condition. If they can agree in this condition, there's no problem. Let's return back to so that when toll gate come, they will use the money to maintain the road for Christ's sake, not to carry the money and put in another big man pocket. Then people will continue to suffer. That one will not work. Bring toll gate. I will pay with my little to go. I am inside it now. I will pay. Even if it's 200 or 300, I will pay. But let it be that road there's toll gate. I will not go and change my boat joint after 1 month or 2 months because of bad road. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, that is quite interesting. An interesting thought, you know. I mean, again, that's another beautiful way to look at it. So if we agree to the reintroduction of tolls, you know, across Nigeria, we might as well demand for good roads at the very least, you know. So if we're going to be paying daily to use these roads, then the roads have to be put in order. I like the way that sounds. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Happy New Month.
I wish you same.
Yeah, I think it's a good conversation. My own name is OG, and I'm calling you from Airport Road.
Go ahead.
I think I don't buy the idea of toll gate because, Gabby, you know before now what has been happening. The taxes we have been paying before now has not been utilized in any way. If you ask me, I think it's going to be a waste of time if you start extorting. I call it extortion because at the end of the day, it will definitely not be used for anything. There will definitely be a diversion. People who you might want to come up to cheer up that or tax force, at the end of the day, they will not do what we want. Besides, too, when we are talking about toll gate, are we just talking about giving it to towns? Because you are expecting towns to come around when it comes to toll gate for enforcement and the rest of them. You want to expose the citizens to this towns? At the end of the day, we'll start hearing somebody was killed and the rest of it. I think it has been abolished before now. It has been stopped before now. Please, let us save lives by not bringing back towns into the road to mount our posts or checkpoints or toll gates. Thank you very much.
Darlington, thank you for your thoughts. Justice, good afternoon.
Yes, Gabriella, my name is Justice. On the introduction of toll gate, it is a welcome development and it will also help to reduce insecurity. But I am looking at the financial aspect of it. The money we are going to use in this toll gate again. So I will pitch to the federal government for now. So it is not a bad idea, but for now, let us jettison the idea of introducing toll gate. Currently, I actually want to go back to strike because the federal government is owing them. National Resident Doctor Association of Nigeria wants to go on strike because the federal government are owing them. I would believe that if there is any money available, let us settle these people before they go back to strike again. Let us continue with the way we are fighting security, enhancing the security agencies while they fight terrorism, while we use the money available to settle NAD and ASU. Because if I have to go back on strike again, it will talk hard on the students, and then the doctors going on strike again. We have patients all over at the hospital. So for now, let us settle them. Thank you very much.
All right, Justice. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Mike from Mile 4. Good afternoon.
Gabriella, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Goddy Mike. I'm calling from Rome, Precom.
Go ahead.
The toll gate has nothing to do with the security of the nation. What I'm talking about security, Boko Haram, kidnappers, bandits, street people, and all the rest of them. We don't go to toll gate to kill people or to stop people. They don't. And I've always said that there is no modernization without historical background. What was toll gate yielding to Nigerian government in the time past? When I heard you say, when you were younger, you traveled with your parents and you saw those toll gates, why was it removed? It was removed because it was not yielding anything. If actually it was yielding anything, it was going to wrong hands. And that's what's going to happen now. As a matter of fact, election is about to come. Could it be a way of the federal government or the party in government to compensate party faith votes? Because you can't tell me what are toll gates going to do with security of a nation, for goodness sake. Are they threatening the security? I mean, this toll gate at Sambisa Forest? Or is this the bush are putting it? It's not acceptable at all. It's not. It has nothing to do. Thank you. Goddy Mike.
Goddy Mike, thank you very much for your thoughts. We'll take some comments on WhatsApp now. The WhatsApp number once again is 0809-030-6416. Obina from Arzi says, there is nothing wrong in the introduction of toll gates. Nigerians don't like paying for anything, even as small as light bills. Toll gates will enhance security on our highways. All right, Obina. Top Gun from Woji says, definitely not a good idea to reintroduce toll gates in our already damaged system. When we do the needful, then we can progress with developing the nation. That's what Top Gun says. Newton Akara says, the FGN is so good at being bad to the common man. Wow. Always squeezing them dry. They take everything but give nothing in return. It's just another means to squeeze us dry. Soon they'll build toll gates in the sky to tax airlines, always sponging on the masses. Newton Akari, thank you very much for your thoughts. Victor from Owoji says, this same government that refused to pay 30,000 naira and also increased VAT and what have you, I think it's not a good time and should not be introduced. Let's speak to Mr. Zion from DRA. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Gabby. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The issue of toll gate is not bad. It's very good. It's an approach for citizen participation in facility maintenance. But based on the environment we found ourselves, where the large majority don't truly understand what it takes to build a nation, the toll gate will be abused. Do you know, amidst the toll gate, the Nigerian police will still be found along the express or along the roads? Do you know, if you can remove the police from so-called checkpoints and their activities and allow the toll gate to function, we're able to cope insecurity in the society? Most of us don't even understand the reason we pay, is it NEPA bill now or PhD bills? We don't know. Beyond just for power consumption, is for power maintenance. Now the federal government said, we have a large expanse of roads. We cannot handle it all alone because of the dwindling economy. We want a citizen participation in the maintenance and the creation of more roads. It's like the government is withholding the people. We need better roads. on daily contribution of 200 naira, which is being made for the saloon cars or private vehicles, and means the 500 naira for 18 tires and 24 tires, multiplied by in 31 days what the federal government would have generated. Today, alcoholic drinks are selling. We are not complaining. Some people are emptying two crates from 6 p.m. before 2 a.m. Do you know how much is that? And the federal government, in its magnanimity, they are begging you, please, we need just 200 naira or 500 naira to sustain development. It's a welcome development. We need a toll gate. But the Nigerian police should not abuse the system. They should also review their presence on the way.
That's the thing, Mrs. Zion. How can we curtail these excesses and assure Nigerians that it will not be abused?
Then the Nigerians should ask the Nigerian police to ameliorate their activities on the road. From Port Harcourt to Bayelsa, do you know how much a bus driver will spend on these checkpoints? Consider one toll gate, one between Port Harcourt and Bayelsa State. One toll gate. It will not affect you. It's even more economical. So the Nigerian police should ask the Nigerian police, your operations on our express and our roads, they are nefarious and they are injurious to humanity. They petition the IG of police to look into the activities of the Nigerian police on our express route. When it comes to extortion and the rest, if the IG refuses to react, they take it to ICC, to other international court of justice and other approaches, so that the Nigerian police can be able to work with the people. Mr. Zion.
Thank you very much for your thoughts. Let's speak to Ida from Ankara. Good afternoon, Ida.
Nigerians don't need toll gate. Now I want to ask a question. How many private motors enter police station? Drivers will suffer all these things. Commercial driver will suffer all these things. There is no better road than you have to introduce toll gate. And you go to the airport, before you enter the airport, you pay money. What are they doing with the money? Nothing. Port Harcourt airport, they are messed up. When you park car, there is bush everywhere. So we don't need toll gate. Thank you very much. I remain on the from Nkoro.
Thank you very much for your thoughts, Ida. Have yourself a great afternoon. Let's take some messages now. We've got about 8 minutes left for this conversation. Fong Jonah on Facebook says, God will help us in this country. Oluchuku Amefuna says, I do not think it will stop insecurity in the country. Seeing some interesting comments here. Anyway, Raphael Akrajaja says, why are our leaders so wicked? We have never enjoyed the dividends of democracy from our leaders, yet they keep increasing suffering every day. It is obvious that Nigeria is a failed state. Let them sell the country and share the money for us, Raphael Jaja says. Cliff Fegabo says, it's to create revenue for the country. For revenue, it's okay, but for security purposes, no. Still got some comments here. Let's see. Okay, so Timothy Owoi says, to know whether the reintroduction of toll gate would serve its main purpose, please go to Port Harcourt Airport. After the 200 naira collection point, check out the nature of the roads inside the airport, where this money is not meant for that purpose. This is to simply enrich some faithful party members. Timothy Owoi. Thanks for your thoughts there. Let's head on out to WhatsApp. Dear presenter, Austin says, I will 100% support the reintroduction of well-fortified toll gates on the Nigerian highways, as long as it will provide security, employment, IGR for states and LGAs, and funds to maintain our roads. That's the thing. We don't know that yet, do we? But it's an open window and an opportunity for the government to leverage on. So if people are paying toll at the designated gates across Nigeria on our federal roads, that should also mean that, look, we have the right to hold you accountable to give us good roads, to fix our federal roads and put them in the right condition so we can enjoy using the roads and joyfully pay our toll fees, So that's the thing. Warner on WhatsApp says, which roads? Is it the East-West Road that's in a deplorable situation, or the Port Harcourt-Enugu Road that's a death trap? There are issues that need urgent attention, and the government is focusing on extorting more money from people who are unemployed and struggling, he says. Williams from Fuche Community says, good idea, but wrong timing if you ask me. The federal government is really in a financial mess. They're doing this to get money to finance and maintain our bad roads that are begging for attention. Well, Williams, the minister mentioned, he said that it's not going to happen now. It's just this conversation is happening because, the government wants every stakeholder involved, including you and I, to be aware of this, of the interests of the government to reintroduce toll gates. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next month. It's not going to happen at the end of the year. We don't know when it's going to happen, but the minister did say it's not now. Anyway, the Real Oracle says, good day and welcome to the rainy day. Everything in my room is floating. Oh my goodness. As for the road toll, I think it's a good idea, but not because it has anything to do with security, but because the government know the problem of Nigeria is insecurity, so they will want to sell any and everything with insecurity. But I think everyone should pay, including government vehicles, and most importantly, toll should not be collected in Lagos and shared with Abuja. So local government should collect the toll and maintain the roads in their domain. Thanks for your thoughts. And oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about your room and everything floating in it. That is, the flood today is on another level. It's crazy in some parts of town. And, so sorry that you have to experience that, you see. But we have to keep having these conversations so that, something happens. Something has to give, has to. Well, let's wrap the conversation up shortly. We've got less than 3 minutes to do this. Good afternoon, Gabby. This message reads, there is a levy called roadworthiness, and it is the fee you pay for using the road. So now the federal government wants to reintroduce the toll gate levy. What will happen to the roadworthiness levy? Let's take a final caller. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ubon, calling from Woji.
Go ahead.
I don't know, no matter the amount of grammar people are speaking about this, it's not a welcome idea. They were told during the passenger time, why is the passenger cancel it? Let's go back there. Now, when this government came into power, they gave us manifestos. Was told us in that manifestos. It's a clear indication that they are failed. They are trying to look for what to do to give people many problems. We are overwhelmed with problems. Fuel price has increased 4 to 5 times. People cannot even afford to buy fuel. No good road. Instead of they are placing the cart before the horse. What they should have done is to fix the road side. They're not fixing the road. They are talking about putting a toll gate. But now we are putting Nigeria into so much problem. So now it's too hard to be a Nigerian. What I thought about what is for road maintenance? I didn't maintain the road. Last time, the passenger time, none of the road was maintained. None of the road was in a worse condition. So we know our Nigerians, they will not use it for any purpose. They will use it to embezzle the money for their own service use. So we don't need that. No, they should not even try it. We don't want that, please.
All right, thank you very much for your thoughts. To wrap up the conversation with some more comments on Facebook and WhatsApp, Marty Simon Garros Bashe says, sincerely speaking, I don't look at the toll gate as something that will solve the security challenges we're facing today. I'm not in support of that idea from the government. Tamuno Tekena Opusto David says the reintroduction of toll gates will reduce insecurity by 40% and also checkmate road users on what they're bringing into the state. Before the reintroduction of the toll gates, I will advise the federal government to make sure all federal roads are in good shape and also provide alternate routes for those that do not want to follow that lane. Doesn't that defeat the purpose, But I mean, I like what you mentioned first, I mean, think about it. Checkmating road users and what they're bringing into the state, that would, that is, if they do work like they should, it could help in some form, because now the ins and outs of every single person, every single vehicle. You can put a face to a particular location and time on whatever route they're following, But again, like the minister did mention, he said it's not happening now. We can only just wait and see how things unfold. Maybe they're waiting to fix our roads, Let's assume the best, and perhaps they're waiting to put the roads in good condition before it's reintroduced. We never know. 1 o'clock happens in 3 minutes, right after the news update at that hour. Conversations continue right here on the Sunny Side.